Okay, so you brought us a YouTube video about, well, YouTube itself.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of meta, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But hold on, this isn't like your how to be an influencer kind of thing.
Right.
This is about Ruri Ohama and her take on why starting anything, even if it feels like you're talking to, I don't know, a brick wall,
Yeah.
is actually a powerful thing to do.
And she would know. Ruri's journey is actually pretty incredible.
Yeah.
She went from like barely 2,000 subscribers
Wow.
after years of creating to over 100,000 in just 3 months.
Exactly. One video changed everything.
Yeah.
But here's what's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Her message isn't about chasing viral fame.
Right.
It's not about like how to game the system, you know?
Mhm.
She digs into something way more interesting,
Yeah.
which is the benefits of creating even before you hit it big, you know, whatever that means.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, what's going on in that initial spark,
Mm.
that joy of creation? Like, why is that so powerful?
Well, I think it speaks to intrinsic motivation.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know, like, think about it. When you are genuinely engaged in something,
Yeah.
there's a flow state, you tap into it.
Totally.
You're not worried about external validation.
Mhm.
It's about the pure satisfaction of the process itself.
Yeah.
And Ruri actually talks about this.
Okay.
She says, and I quote, "Her early videos were so bad, Pretty Privilege couldn't save them."
She has such a great sense of humor about it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But it makes you think,
Okay.
why were those early creators so willing to put themselves out there, even if what they were making wasn't, you know, top tier, top quality?
Yeah.
It's because they were driven by passion, not pressure.
They just loved it.
They just loved it.
That really resonates with me. I mean, think about a time when you were like totally immersed in learning something new.
Totally.
There is that, it's that feeling of being in the zone, right?
Precisely. And this is where I think Ruri's point about the hobby excuse is so interesting.
Okay.
We often downplay our ambitions.
Yeah.
We call things hobbies
Yeah.
as a way to kind of shield ourselves
Right.
from potential failure
Totally. Or judgment.
or judgment. Exactly.
It's that fear of, what if I try and I'm not immediately amazing?
Yes.
So we stay small, we keep it contained.
Right. And so what Ruri is arguing is that honesty is key.
Okay.
Like if you secretly crave growth,
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, if it genuinely is just for you, that's amazing too.
Totally.
Important thing is to be real with yourself about the why behind your actions.
I like that. Yeah, be honest about it.
Yeah.
And that's where this whole like not giving a F thing comes in.
Yeah.
Which I gotta be honest, at first I was kind of like, wow, okay, strong words.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's not talking about being indifferent,
No.
right? It's about freedom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about taking back, like reclaiming that power as a creator.
Okay.
And I think, you know, YouTube, with its potential reach,
Uh-huh.
right? And the barrier to entry is so low.
Right.
It offers like a level of creative control that's really hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Ruri actually calls out 3 specific freedoms:
Okay.
financial, location, and time.
I like it. Yeah, break it down.
Right. And these freedoms, they all kind of become interconnected.
Okay.
You know, imagine like setting your own hours, working from anywhere,
Yeah.
all while potentially like earning a living from the things you're creating.
Yeah, it's like this whole other path opens up. It's like
Yeah.
success doesn't have to look like, you know, corporate ladder, 9 to 5.
Totally, totally. Now, it's important to acknowledge
Okay.
Ruri's story,
Right.
while incredibly inspiring,
Mm-hmm.
it is aspirational.
Sure.
You know, it takes serious dedication and strategy.
Yeah.
And frankly, a little bit of luck to, you know,
Right.
navigate that world.
Totally.
The algorithms, the monetization, all of that.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
You see people putting in the work and not getting the results.
Oh, absolutely. And there are so many talented creators out there
Yeah.
they're putting in the effort, but they're not finding, you know,
That tracks.
that level of
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
So it's not about saying, do this and you're guaranteed to be making millions.
Right. Right.
It's more about like expanding the definition of what success could look like.
I like that.
And you know what's really interesting? For Ruri, a big part of that is about community,
Yes.
that you build around what you're doing.
Yeah, and she makes such an interesting connection, I thought,
Yeah.
between that and her own life.
Mhm.
She talks about growing up as a third culture kid.
Yeah.
You know, someone who kind of grows up between different cultures.
Right.
In her case, she's half Japanese, half Turkish.
Mhm.
She often felt like such an outsider.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was through YouTube that she found other people who understood that feeling.
Totally. And that search for belonging, you
Yeah.
know, for connection around shared experiences, shared passions.
Yeah.
that's universal.
It is.
That's not unique to Rory, like whether you have 1 million subscribers or a close group of 10 people.
Right.
That sense of community, it's so powerful.
Finding your people, finding your tribe.
Exactly.
And it sounds like that was almost more important to her than like the subscriber count.
Oh, totally.
Especially on her second channel, which is smaller.
She talks about how that community, while smaller, feels so much stronger
Yeah.
because it's built on that genuine connection, not just the pursuit of numbers.
Totally.
And this actually connects to a really, I think, a really challenging point that Rory makes,
Okay.
which is this idea of, endure the pain of hard work without immediate results.
Ooh, that's where the grit comes in.
Exactly. It's about playing the long game.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this applies to so much more than just YouTube.
Oh, totally.
It's about cultivating resilience.
Okay.
That ability to bounce back from setbacks, understanding the power of delayed gratification.
And sometimes life throws those curveballs whether you're ready or not. She talks about how her family ended up facing this huge financial burden
Yeah.
because of her uncle's debts.
It's a good reminder
Yeah.
that, even those people who we perceive as being like so successful online, they're still human,
Totally.
dealing with real life stuff.
Yeah, they are.
Complexities, yeah.
For sure. It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, we see these curated versions of people online.
Right.
And it's easy to forget that, like, everybody's going through something.
Absolutely.
And it makes her message about resilience that much more powerful, I think.
Totally. And she had to, kind of shift her focus,
Yeah.
right? Pour her energy into helping her family navigate that challenge. And she did it.
Wow.
All while like staying true to this creative spirit. That says a lot about her, I think.
It really does. It speaks volumes about her
Totally.
adaptability, her inner strength, her ability to just, roll with the punches.
Yeah, for sure.
And now she's on the verge of kind of overcoming that obstacle.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's even more excited about getting back to her community, to like focusing on those connections that bring her joy.
Yeah, and you know what I think this really highlights is that
What's that?
even when life throws these curveballs, right?
Yeah,
You can find ways to stay aligned with what matters most to you.
totally.
Sometimes it's about pivoting.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about finding like a new approach, but it's about never losing sight of your values.
Yeah, never losing sight of that North Star.
Exactly.
Listening to her story, it really strikes me that like
What's that?
her journey wasn't really about, chasing fame or fortune.
Yeah.
It was about finding her voice, finding her people. And in doing that, she's built something really special.
And that's, I think, what's so inspiring about her message,
Totally.
It's not about becoming a viral sensation overnight.
Right.
It's about that courage to start to create, even when you feel like no one's watching yet.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Right.
You might discover a passion you never knew you had.
Totally.
You might connect with a community that you resonate with.
That's such a powerful takeaway for like anybody listening, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that one thing
Yeah.
that you've been putting off? Maybe out of fear, maybe out of self-doubt.
Right.
What if this was the nudge to
Yeah.
just start?
Exactly.
To see where that creative spark leads.
You might surprise yourself.
You never know. You might find your tribe waiting on the other side.
You just might.
I love it. On that note,
Yeah.
this has been another deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
I'm so glad we got to do this.
Me too. This was fun.
Until next time.
See ya.